Overtourism will impact your trip to Japan. 88 million visitors toured the storied streets of Kyoto in just 2024 alone. The reality is, if you want to dive into Japan's traditional culture, here in Kyoto at least, you will be doing it shoulder to shoulder with everyone else. But there is a better way to discover an authentic Japan all to yourself. Welcome to the ancient city of Hagi, or as locals know it, Kyoto, Little Kyoto. With all of the charm and tradition that you would expect from Big Kyoto, yet Hagi is completely unknown to tourists. I've been welcomed here by my old friend Yuki, who has wanted me to see this city for years. From the best accommodations available, sleeping within an active Buddhist temple, the incredible food, scenery, cherry blossoms, and so much more. Throw away your Kyoto itinerary and get ready to make a new one with my help. And it's all gonna start like any great near-from-home video with a damn good walk, beginning in the Hagi Castle Town Center, the historic neighborhood for the samurai. One of the aspects of the Hagi Castle district that I am just in love with is the fact that it's a somewhat informal, perhaps even impromptu, living history museum. I mean, all around us, there are places of residence in active use. We've got cafes and all kinds of little shops, active shrines, historic shrines, and then at last, historic houses that for a very small fee, they'll let you pop inside so you can take a look around. So whenever you're in the Hagi Castle district, make sure you bring some coins. You're gonna wanna use them. This is a stunningly beautiful house. For 100 yen, I've always seen the inside.
Even better luck, they have all the historical notes in English. But you don't need historical notes to appreciate an absolutely gorgeous map. I wish my walls were maps. They're so pretty. You couldn't ask for much more, could you? 100 yen, a multi-century old historic house with a famous owner, and they let you just walk around talking to a camera like a crazy person. While relaxing and enjoying this man's absolutely stunning house, I think it's time we actually do read the paper though and learn more about the man, because, spoiler alert, it's fascinating. Kido Takayoshi was born in 1833 in this house. From birth until he moved to Edo in around 1852, he lived in this very house where he studied under one of the most famous senseis of Hagi. 14 years after moving to Edo, he was part of a large political alliance that was able to challenge the shogunate, and in doing so, bring around the Meiji Restoration. Now he is remembered as one of the great three nobles of that time who brought around such a large, fundamental and structural change to Japan. And we're chilling in his living room. And this is just one of many amazing houses within the castle district. And I don't know if you've noticed, there's no cheap camera tricks here. We're practically alone. There's maybe one other couple in the house, Japanese tourists who are coming around. Absolutely no internationals, of course. Why? That's for you to decide. I'm glad I'm here.
So I guess just go ahead and add this as yet another distraction in the endless possibilities of distractions within the Hagi Altstadt, the castle town center. Now there are parks to sit in. Ah, dearie me. I could spend my entire life here and I'd never run out of things to do. I'm sure of it. Can't get enough of the sakura though. I really do get cherry blossom season now. Before I didn't. Now I do. And now Hagi is just playing games with me. Now I have to refuse the temptation
of pottery shopping. And Hagi Pottery is so beautiful. It's like the siren's call, keeping me away from museums and beautiful streets. I guess I can kind of do everything here. Shopping, beer, beautiful architecture, and I have almost all of it. Spin around, take a look. I have it essentially entirely to myself. In a way, I think I actually feel quite bad for the tourists in Kyoto. I mean, a lot of them don't know any better, but because it is peak bloom and it is Kyoto, it's shoulder to shoulder right now, and it's really difficult to appreciate kind of the slow, peaceful tranquility of old Japanese traditions in that kind of environment. But that's what I think people are looking for, you know? You go to Tokyo for everything. You go to Osaka for the food, and you go to Kyoto for the traditions. I think Hagi does a better job of delivering that right now, especially because it is so peaceful and it is so quiet. And that's why I'm making this video, right? So that you know better, so that you can make an informed choice. Because Kyoto is still worth your time, for sure. No one would ever argue that it's not. But Hagi is also worth your time, and only you can decide where your time is spent. You'll never get to go everywhere, so you need to be discerning on where you spend your time. I, for one, am very glad I'm spending more time in Hagi and less time in Kyoto. I get it all in myself, after all. Now, I must admit, I have no idea what a Hagi pudding is, but they had me with a black cat enthusiastically recommending it. So let's go inside. Let's get one of these while we still have a chance. God, I love the branding in Japan. Like, if this little guy wants me to try a pudding, I'm gonna try a pudding. One Hagi pudding, please. All right, it's Hagi pudding time. I still have no idea what this is. I'm a real sucker for marketing, but it's in a cute little glass jar. Ooh, Hagi pudding, cheers. Whoa. So it is a vanilla pudding base, but it's so much more complicated and rich. I often find vanilla to feel quite bland and boring. I guess that's why they call it vanilla. But there's something to this. Maybe a roasted caramel quality, but just it's so subtle. Let me mix in some of that. Ooh, and the bottom sauce is loose. I kind of thought it'd be like a jelly or like a thick syrup, but it's not. Ooh, that's bitter. There's a tart bitterness on this bottom, like very thin syrupy sauce layer that gives it it cuts through the richness of the cream. I don't know how useful this food review will be for you, because unless you come to Hagi, in which case go and get a Hagi pudding, obviously. If you're not in Hagi, this might be quite hard to get, but I think the moral of the story is, sometimes you should just let yourself fall for viral Japanese marketing. If a cat says, have a pudding, have a pudding. Get pumped now, guys. We found another historic home. Take a look at that. The birthplace of Shinsaku Takayashi, 1839. Looks like we've got a photographer. 100 yen. Famous photographer, born in 1839. Let's go. As always, just what a stunning entrance. Oh, konnichiwa. So this time the goal is to not enter the rooms. Last time we could go in the rooms, but not in the garden. This time, garden but not the rooms. A perfect balance. What I think I'm finding so compelling about these Japanese houses is that each of them have such a strong concept of kind of being a walled garden with a strong gate. As you walk along the streets, I mean, to a European eye, sometimes it can seem like there's not so much to look at. And that's because of all of these gorgeous walls. But once you pass through their threshold, where you end up is unimaginable. Each zone, each house, each area, all to its own, perfectly manicured to the owner's tastes, and in these cases, preserved to their historic accuracy. It's a lot to take in. Yet again, that was tons of fun. And as we re-enter the streets, my mind's back on one thing. A little bit of beer and pottery, perhaps? Have we earned it? I kind of think we have. Hagi, of course, is famous for its pottery, and I can see why. Frankly, I don't think it's famous enough. The quality of all of these pieces is just stunning. It reminds me a little bit of kind of contemporary Portuguese pottery in a way. I think because both really just embrace imperfection within the glaze, within the cup, within itself. And I love that. I love when everything's just a little different. Everything is just that much more interesting. I feel exceptionally spoiled for choice, but I think, oh, I love this one here. It looks incredible. I think I'm a big fan of these soft pink, orange, sandy hues. Those warm, soft colors that they do so well here. This bird knows what's up. He says this pottery is amazing, and I'm not gonna disagree with him. Unfortunately, I feel like we've barely scratched the surface of the castle town center. I mean, I've been here for hours filming and working, but even then, there are so many more residences I haven't seen, so many more things to do. You have to dedicate a bunch of time here. But for me, I also want to show you the breadth of what Hagi has to offer, and not just the depth of its castle town. So let's move on to our next activity, because man, we've got some cool stuff coming up. Now, do I have a treat for you? With the help of some very good local connections, we're gonna be visiting a sake brewery, but not just any brewery. This brewery doesn't usually give tours, and they've been in operation for over 1 century. I think started around 1903. The man we're gonna meet is a 4th generation brewer. I could not be more excited. Tucked away in these lovely little side streets. Very unassuming for what we're about to get.
風通しやすいように。これで何日間の工程ですか？これが今初日です。これを入れて、こう、なんていうんだろう。
Sake brewing is a fascinating process. Living in Bavaria, I'm no stranger to the intricacies of alcohol production, but as I learned through my tour, using rice to make your alcohol has some interesting implications that I'd never considered coming from my wheat-based world. Touring through the rooms, I was shown how the grains themselves are polished, washed, and prepared for brewing, but what stuck with me the most was learning about koji, a special and delicate strain of fungus that is so important to sake brewing. Its role, breaking down the rice, unlocking the sugars within, and beginning the fermentation. Like sourdough starters, your strain is sacred and key to your quality, which is on full display in this brewery. I mean, the commitment to tradition and to history exemplified here is enchanting, and I'm so grateful to have gotten to experience it for myself and bring you along for the ride, of course.
I love how even in this sake warehouse, they have just such a commitment to the raw wood architecture in this kind of warehouse section. It's so beautiful. You could just practically see the tree trunks being used on the walls. It's just so cool. It also has a beautifully sweet kind of atmosphere. It's a very subtle scent. It's definitely a much less aggressive scent than when you go to a beer brewery and you can just, well, in Munich, you can smell the mash from a mile off. So it's very pleasantly sweet. Honestly, to be inside an over 1 century-year-old sake brewery right here in Hagi, this is incredible. But there is one more step left. We haven't visited the gift shop. We haven't bought sake to take home. This is usually my favorite part of any brewery tour. and I am massively in luck. For 8 years, I have wanted a sake barrel, and Camille said no, but this time, I'm back with a vengeance. We're gonna get some of these to take home. Some of you out there, friends of course, you might find one of these in your little gift basket when I get home. Mission accomplished. 8 years in the making. We finally have sake barrels. Oh, it's gonna look so good on the drinking cabinet. This has been so much fun. I learned so much. The stuff they have there is top notch. And I have a souvenir. You couldn't ask for a better tour. One more time.
1, 2, 3.
Sake!
However, the day draws long, and as much fun as I'm having adventuring around Hagi, it's time we finally explore our accommodation for the night, because we are going to be sleeping within an ancient Buddhist temple.
And I'm feeling really grateful. I mean, it's very lucky to be able to stay in such an amazing accommodation because, of course, they can only serve one guest at a time. This is not a massive hotel. It's a labor of love within the temple itself. It's going to be magic. I mean, just take a proper look at this garden, right? Are you not entertained? This is stunning. And we get to look at this from our bedroom window. I can barely believe it. Not only do you get to stay here though, and of course, visit the temple, but by being a part of this, you can take part in 3 different Buddhist ceremonies. You've got the morning chants, which we will most certainly be doing. They're happy to teach you calligraphy if your penmanship is up to scruff, and they can also help you copy and learn the Buddhist chants as well. Now, my handwriting's not very good in English, so I don't think I'll be taking part in those, but waking up early in the morning to be a part of their morning chants, that sounds really cool. I mean, just look at this place. Is it not magnificent? So how about a room tour? Naturally, you need to leave your shoes by the door, and as you step up, you enter this amazing kind of entrance lobby area. As we look through this beautiful window out to the inner courtyard, look to the other side. That's the active temple itself. One half is the temple, and one half is the hotel. Stepping over the threshold into the living room, we now have traditional tatami floors and an absolutely stunning view. And the main bedroom is kind of 2 different rooms, but kind of not. You have these that you can descend and tell each other secrets. It's gonna be a lot of fun. Luckily, we've already been practicing for quite a few days now, sleeping on tatami and futons, so I am really looking forward to this. What I think I'm falling in love with the most though, is just the heavy use of natural materials. All of the thin paper, the tatami, and the raw wood. It just gives the place an incredibly light and airy feeling that is hard to capture in film. Really just, you need to experience it for yourself by relaxing in a room just like this. I think my favorite of the sliding doors definitely has to be these. Leading back out into the main entrance. It's absolutely beautiful, inside and out. This is gonna be an amazing place to stay.
But the night is yet still young. Now checked in and finally settled in our temple, it's about time we go back out and get some dinner, as experiencing Japanese cuisine and nightlife is surely at the top of anyone's itinerary, including mine, and I'm pretty hungry. We just can't stay out too late, as this temple does have a curfew of 10 p.m, and in the morning we're going to be waking up early for Buddhist chants. So let's keep it tame, shall we? Sharing sashimi with friends is a great experience, a total necessity when visiting Japan. Sake for the table in Hagi Pottery no less, a crisp, refreshing lager, and a communal plate between us covered in the best fresh raw cuts of fish you could ever ask for. This is heaven. Amberjack, flounder, mackerel, tuna, turban snails, and little squids in mayo. This is a meal designed for conversation, picking away at the pieces between stories, eventually feeling full but never bloated. A far cry from schnitzel back home. It was insanely delicious. That was, perhaps until after a bit too much sake, Yuki convinced me that he should order the next round and order something special, as long as I promised to eat it before he let me see it.
This is the local crab called the sazae. It's a fish for Japanese people, but maybe not common in other country. So look at this bottom part. This is quite bitter. But for sake lover, even this bitter is like the best part, and they eat everything. So let's see how Ben likes this one.
I can't tell if this is a joke or not. Let's see what happens.
It's so chewy.
It's really chewy. Maybe I kind of want to try the slightly more bitter part. Maybe we'll want to go one more time, but I'm gonna use my hands though. I think I've earned that. It's something. It sure looks like something. The shell is quite pretty. Could go in an aquarium. All right, let's go again. Okay. It's really chewy. You know?
What about the taste?
What about the taste?
No, the taste is actually pretty good.
Okay.
I mean, it's not bad.
Do you wanna get another one?
I don't know if I would order another round of the things, but I mean, it's better than I thought.
Oh.
I could not eat the rest. The taste is quite good. Not convinced it's thoroughly worth it, but it's definitely worth a try. But I'm not going any further down that guy. Oh, that's a lot of fun. So is that really a delicacy? That is considered really good?
Yeah.
All right.
Ask Japanese people you meet on the street and what you think about sazae. They will love it.
All right. Maybe once you get used to it. Very good. Oh, that was fun.
And now I promise, following the monk's orders, I was ready to head home and call it a night, still well before curfew. At least, until I met John. I met John standing in line for the bathroom where he asked if I was a YouTuber, which I am, and maybe it's a little obvious with the camera, but he also asked if I film in Munich, Germany.
That's me!
My jaw hit the floor. John is a subscriber to the channel. He's the local ALT, assistant language teacher here in Hagi, working within all of the schools, or at least he was until the local government loved him so much that they gave him a permanent position. He was sitting just 2 tables over, out for dinner with his entire English language class, and he asked if I'd drop by to hang out and give his students some more practice. The night was far from over. I mean, bar hopping with locals, right? It's a traveler's dream, and I couldn't pass it up. The only problem was my curfew. But don't worry, John knows everyone in Hagi, including my monk, so we gave him a quick text, which I didn't know you could do, to let him know that I would not be coming home anytime near curfew, and the monk said yes. This was one of the best nights traveling I've ever had. Beer after beer, story after story, until eventually I staggered back into our most beautiful of accommodations.
What I like about these wooden slats, these room dividers, is that they are more of a suggestion than an actual divider themselves. But they diffuse the light really beautifully. I think that's an ongoing theme in this room. Beautiful light diffusion. It's really nice looking.
1人ずつお紹介いたしましょう。まずよろしいですかね。ではこちらにお経本をお戻しいただいてよろしいですか。精神で深き恵みを喜び尊き見教えをいただきますらん。
Thanks Thanks to last night's outing, at times I couldn't tell if it was just my head ringing or those beautiful Buddhist chanting bowls. But this experience was everything I wanted and so much more. Peace, relaxation, and contemplation in such a gorgeous setting with a kind host who didn't chastise me at all for being out so late last night, but instead guided me through his family's long-held traditions. It was incredible and something that you need to experience for yourself. Please do honestly stay here when you visit Hagi. It's so worth it. I suppose sometimes when you're traveling, you really do just need to push yourself and burn the incense at both ends. Because to miss out on anything here in such a magical and under-touristed area, that would have been a real shame. And we aren't done yet. The day has only just begun.
Now we must be very fast. To see as much of Hagi as we can, I think a new perspective is going to be in order. Where else can we get a true appreciation for the fortification walls than from a boat? Though it is just about to leave, so we must be quick. I think it goes without saying that on a beautiful day like today, with the cherry blossoms behind us, it's a good day for a boat ride. It's glorious. The roof has come down. The bridge we're about to go under is so low that the entire boat is squashed down. Well, at least now we know why the roof has hinges. But with that bridge done, we're entering the open sea in this thing. And the view of the fortification walls from here, that's pretty astounding. And you know how much I love a fortification wall. It's like being at home, but also nothing like Germany at all.
London.
Arigato. That was like the best ride ever. That was so much fun. Oh, thank you so much. Welcome to Hagi City Castle, a castle ruin that has been left as it is. And you know how much I love a castle ruin. Let's get inside these fortification walls, shall we? They look formidable. This castle also has a pretty fascinating history. It was founded about 400 years ago by Mori Terumoto, a rather up-and-coming lord who was doing incredibly well for himself until he lost a pivotal battle to the Tokugawa shogunate and was relocated far down south in Hagi. They said, look, we're not going to kill you, but you can't be anywhere near Edo anymore. You have to go far away. At the time, Hagi was just a fishing village of little repute and no fortification. And so when he came back down here, a 40 days ride and hike away from Edo, they started constructing this grand castle. At its height, almost the entire area that we know of as kind of what I would call the Altstadt of Hagi itself was all part of the fortification. Just ring after ring up until the borders of the river and the sea itself, which is an incredibly stunning and defensible layout. Also, it's just completely full of sakura. You think I'd be sick of them by now, but no, they're just stunning. And of course, if you ask me what my favorite part of a castle ruin is the fortification walls. What's the best thing to do with a castle though? Well, I think that's to bask within it, to interact with the environment and enjoy being outside. But at Hagi Castle, there's something very special that we can do. They have an over 100-year-old tea house on the premises where you can stop by for a glorious cup of matcha and good conversation. Let me show you inside this just absolute wonder of a location. And I love a good thatched roof.
I've enjoyed every second of every minute so far here in Hagi, but to be invited by my old friend Yuki and local to the area of Fujisan for a cup of tea in this magnificent house with its eye-wateringly beautiful garden is something that I'm gonna remember for the rest of my life. Fujisan, whose idea it was that we drink together, was so welcoming and willing to put up with my YouTube antics. Through Yuki translating, we were able to share stories of our travels and appreciation for these quiet and beautiful moments. The hostess of the tea house chatted along with us the whole while, and though I may not have been so near from home, in that moment, I really felt like I was. This city and its people have been so exceptionally welcoming, helping me every step of the way to make this video better, to help me share their love for Hagi in hopes that one day they can welcome you as they have me. Solo traveling to Hagi has been the least solo experience of my life, and I'm so grateful. Hagi wants us to visit the city and its people, and I'm so glad that I did.
And so, as the sun sets on the Sea of Japan and the light fades around Hagi City, so too does our time in this absolutely beautiful corner of the world come to an end. And where else could we end it than up here at the observatory to truly get a good view? The sea, the islands, the cherry blossoms, and the city. It's almost just too much to describe. Words will never do it justice, and my footage neither. This has been a truly unforgettable experience, a stark contrast from the heavily over-touristed areas in the middle of Japan. Down here in the southern region, you can just have so much peace, quiet, tranquility, culture, food. You can have everything that you could want, all down here practically to yourself. You just need to be brave enough to come down here and explore it and actually stick around on our videos long enough so I can show you the hidden gems that others aren't. And of course, a huge thank you to my old friend Yuki here, who has shown me all of these amazing places. I couldn't have found them by myself.
Oh, it was really my pleasure, Ben, to show you around Hagi. After visiting 47 prefectures and more than 1,000 cities, this is actually the best for me for culture and history. And you cannot miss once you come over.
And Yuki is not exaggerating when he says all the prefectures and over 1,000 cities.
I'm very confident about it.
And so with all that said and done, thank you so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed the video 1/10 as much as I've enjoyed filming it. I hope you're thinking about coming down here. Please do like the video if you liked it. Drop a comment below if we've changed your travel plans. Subscribe because we have so much more content to show you. There are so many more videos in this Japan series that you're gonna wanna check out. And of course, maybe give us a tip if you think we've earned it. All that done though, guys. Let's watch the sunset, and I will see you in the next video, wherever that might be.